Welcome back, Spiritualites. Today is our fourth day, which means we're talking about the realistic side. A lot of traders like to make it look like they trade full time from a beach somewhere, like in an exotic location. Maybe they do. But for this channel and this journey, I got a job, I got a family, and I got a real schedule. Okay? My routine actually has to work for me. So my schedule for my job is Wednesday to Saturday, 12 to 12. But every other week, I don't have to come in on that Wednesday. So it'll be Thursday to Saturday, 12 to 12. So even though the crypto market is open on the weekends, I'll never take a trade on a Saturday or a Sunday, work or not. My work schedule allows me to have Monday, Tuesday as trading days and every other Wednesday. So what will happen is Sunday through Tuesday, I'll spend anywhere from 4 to 6 hours doing my crypto and I guess making these videos as well. For my work days, I wake up usually around 8 a.m. and I'll be lucky to get about 2 hours during that day. Do want to get some family time in there, depending on the off day or even the morning that I'm going to work. I'll see what I can do in that regard. I set a lot of alerts, so I try not to miss things, but even when you set alerts, sometimes you're going to miss things. So try to get a lot of that time in front of the screen and making sure I'm right there ready to go. But the reality is it doesn't always happen. And my family does come first. Thankful for my wife for even being on board for this and agreeing to take on a little bit more in terms of roles in our household. So shout out her. So anyway, moving on to the morning routine. On a work day, like I said, I wake up about 8 a.m. If I can get to the chart by 8:30, that's a good day. Usually I'm around 9 o'clock, still before the market's open. Just trying to get a good look, trying to get a bias for the day, see what price has been doing, especially on a Monday. I've been watching it kind of all weekend, but see just kind of what ways the market has bounced, what prices it has bounced between. Try to find some key levels. Nothing too crazy, but just to make sure that I'm ready for the day. Making sure all my indicators are working properly, and if anything needs to be fine tuned, I always start on Monday to do that. I'll have my trading view set up already. I'll be logged into my trading platform so I can take the trades as they come, and I will make sure I'm monitoring the charts for all the signals that I'm looking for. I will bounce between both Solana and Bitcoin at the beginning. You'll see those are just the two that I feel more comfortable with. That has absolutely zero to do what I think about either one of them as a project and what they mean to crypto altogether. I trade basically just on liquidity. So every now and then I'll look at Ethereum and XRP and Cardano. You'll see I have the top 10 listed on my screen, usually when I'm trading. Look out for those. It'll just be on the right side. Not to say that I always put trades in those, but if they have high liquidity, then I'm open for it. And so if I do get to the charts by 8:30, then I can usually spend till about 10. It's about an hour and a half. Sometimes I'll stretch it to 10:30 if I really want to see something. But then I got to start getting ready to go to work. And then once I'm at work, I try to be in the trades before work. If I'm not in a trade by the time I have to leave the house to get to work on time, then chances are I am not taking a trade for that day. But if I am in a trade, I usually do not monitor it closely. I do have to pay attention at my job. So anybody who's listening from work, I am doing my job. But yeah, I will take a look at it, take a peek from time to time to make sure nothing crazy has happened. Obviously, I've already got my stop losses in, so the worst that can happen is I lose the full 1%. But in my trades, I do like to manage them and kind of track them down, especially if it's been a long time that I've been in the trade. I like to move it to break even at some point in time, but I'm not getting overly emotional just like I wouldn't if I was just sitting in front of the computer watching the chart. I think this actually helps me in a way because if I was at the computer staring at the chart, I probably would try to overtrade and do a little bit too much. I find that when I do go to work and I'm in a trade, I let it breathe. I'm usually getting a good update by the fifth or sixth hour of work. And so on my off days, I'm doing the same thing. I'm waking up at 8, trying to get into the computer by 8:30, trying to be ready for anything that happens during the day. The only difference is I'm actually working on my craft. So basically what that means is I'm spending a lot of the time that I'm not trading or my alerts are not going off back testing. So I'll test to see if this level of the RSI might give me a little bit more edge, or I'll see if crossing a certain level of volume might give me a little bit more information on what I need to know before making a trade. So I'm always trying to find those perfect parameters. to see if anything that I adjust on any of those indicators will give me just a little bit more of an edge to help me win one more trade than I couldn't before. If I'm getting 4 hours, so if I get until noon or whenever it may be, usually at the time of my son's second nap for the day is when I'll usually try to be kind of more focused on family time, make sure I give my wife a break for sure. But I will be trying to spend that first morning in front of the charts. And that's when a lot of the good trades happen, honestly, for me anyway, and for what strategy I'm using. As I'm liking to end the session around, say 12 o'clock, I do kind of want to make sure everything is journaled, everything's good. Not to say any action doesn't happen past 12 o'clock, because a lot of the time it does. But if I haven't journaled everything and haven't make sure I've logged all the trades for today and make sure I learned something or journaled about it at least, then I can't fully step away from the computer until I do that. So anything that happens afternoon will just be caught on the next day. And so, yeah, that will be my routine here moving forward. I'll try to make sure that I am as consistent as possible with that. I think the hardest thing to do is get up in the morning. So once I make that happen and then I'm able to get in front of the computer, my body and my mind usually do the rest for me. I'm kind of on autopilot by then. And that's it for this one, Spiritualites. Try to make these videos more concise, more direct to the point. I felt like maybe I got a little bit too rambly in that last one or even the one before. So hope this one was more straight to the point. This is the realistic side of becoming a full-time day trader. So remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.